TNT.
All the grand guys.
start the season?
It's just, like I said before, it's just getting comfortable with the system and also the way college basketball works and just finding my spots and just making it easy for me. I already know what I can do. I'm just, I kind of started off slow, a couple games in the season, but I knew what I can do, so I wasn't even worried about it. I just knew it was going to click eventually. So the game's starting to slow down for me.
DJ, I know a lot has happened over the last 48 hours or so. Do you feel like you guys have moved on collectively now that you kind of know what's happening with James?
I wouldn't really say we moved on, but we just trying to learn and try to get adjusted to not having James no more. So we just got to keep growing up and getting better as time goes on.
Hey DJ, in high school you had a high motor. It seems like you having a lot of fun out there, and your motor has really grown in the last few months. What's clicked with you also so far in the late mid-season?
I mean, coming in, I knew that I was going to have to come in and bring that high motor that I brought in high school. We needed it, and I just stuck with it because it's really effective and it helped me during the first half of the season. So I'll just keep doing it.
Hey Precious, now that you know kind of what the rest of the season is going to look like for you from an on-court standpoint, what you're going to be asked to do the rest of the season, how have you sort of digested it? How's that sitting with you?
I think the mindset of the team is not based on one player. It's not based on me, DJ, or whoever is on the team or was on the team. I think it's more of a collective, mindset. And since the first day we got on campus, we got to the first summer workouts and all that stuff. Coach Penny kind of like asked us a question. He said, "Well, what do we want other teams to say? Like what other teams to say in the locker room or when they're about the players?" And it was just we all talked about playing hard and just playing for each other and just being able to have the same mentality every day. And that wasn't about one person; it was about us collectively as a group. So I don't think it changes based on whoever stays or whoever leaves is a team.
DJ, I think earlier in the first half I saw number 11 was doing the trash talking. Anything particular you said got to you?
No, but which one was that? The one that was dunking? Like that? With the belt stuff? No, he wasn't really saying that. He was just out there having a friendly conversation. Cool guy.
Friday, new music drop. What did you listen to first? Gucci Mane or Young Thug?
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even know when the music came out, so I ain't been listening to be honest with you.
Hey DJ, Penny said that he feel that you and he, the team's not getting respect and he's not getting respect. Do you feel that you guys get respect across the country for what you're doing as a team, what you have right now?
I mean, I don't feel like we're getting respect in the league, but that's a good thing because we got more to prove. We won 10 games and we still got more season to go. So I think next when we come to the break, after the break, we're going to prove to them what we can do. So I feel like we'll be better off.
For either player, what would y'all attribute the turnovers to today? Was it lackadaisical on y'all's part, their defense?
Just lackadaisical. Just us being lazy and just not securing the ball, just being sloppy.
Precious, Coach in this interview after the game was saying he kind of played down to the competition. And I know as hard as you try not to let who play affect how you play, how difficult is that to play at the same intensity against every team?
I think that's probably like one of the biggest things, especially for a team like our team, have a lot of talent playing against a team like that. It just takes a lot of discipline to be able to play the same way every game. And I think we didn't come out disciplined like we did last Saturday against Tennessee. even though last game, against Tennessee, we didn't really score the ball a lot. We wanted to in the first half, but we were locked in. We didn't turn the ball over that much. Everybody kind of played a really, really good defense against a really good team like they home. I felt like we didn't really come out with the same energy like we did on previous games, where we knew if we didn't play really good or play like in our defense and turn the ball over, we knew we were going to win those games. It's the type of game where I feel like us as a group kind of had the feeling we're going to win regardless. We just got to stay disciplined and stay locked in no matter who we play or whatever team we play. That's it.
Any other questions?
How do you feel about playing to the competition instead of to how you play?
I mean, of course it's hard playing to competition because we got like as young kids we want to play down to the level. For us to be better, we got to play to a higher level. Just keep getting better each and every game. And don't look at it just us playing Jackson State. Look at it as playing against ourselves and trying to be better as the season goes on. All right, thank you.
One, two, three, four, personnel. 1, 2, 3.
All right, Coach, I'll make an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Just proud of the team to be 10-1 right now. It's something that we all imagine, and for it to come true and be where we are right now with the second half of the season in the conference, not to overlook the next 3 games. Conference right around the corner, man. To go on Christmas break being 10-1, I'm very proud of that. Obviously, it was an ugly game because we had 28 turnovers, but other than that, man, between 3-point shooting and turnovers, everything else was beautiful. And like I said, just to get a win it's a blessing.
Hey, Coach, 28 turnovers, but you look at the scoreboard, defensively you played well, win by 28 points. You got to take some goodness out of, good out of the defensive end that you did and force all the turnovers.
No, we've been playing great defense. I mean, that's not our problem. Turnovers and losing the rebounding game has been a problem, but the last couple games we've been on the top on the rebounding. But turnovers, unforced turnovers, I mean, that comes along with giving them the freedom to play basketball on the offensive end and to make the right decision for yourself or for a teammate. And that happened today, and they just didn't make the right choices. They were trying to be aggressive like we want, and you have to give Jackson State credit because they turned people over around the country. The 16 assists I don't like. To me, that's a choice. You got to want to share the basketball. You got to want to get your teammate open, share the ball, and do all of that. So I'm really more worried about the 16 assists than I am the 28 turnovers because we'll work on the turnovers.
Coach, how can you get your team to play more consistently to their potential instead of to the competition?
I don't know, man. It's just young teams. They're going to be up and down. The end result is what we want is to win. Of course, we want to be perfect in every category. We know that's not going to happen, but 28 turnovers, a little bit too much. But I don't really know how to answer that because we work hard. And the guys still have to have the mindset to come out and be locked in on both ends of the floor for the entire game.
Coach, can you take me back to half where you guys were up by 11 but had 18 turnovers? What did you tell your team in the locker room where they flipped a switch and almost cut those turnovers in half to 10?
Yeah, we knew coming into the game, we were already prepared for the game because of the game plan, and we understood what their strengths were, and they was turning people over. We just had to make the extra pass and stop dribbling so much. Make the extra pass, get off the ball, let your teammate make the next play, and that's what we have to do. We have to believe in one another in that fashion.
Coach, do you think that the timing of this break coming up is good for you guys to be able to sort of decompress and reset with a few big games on the horizon here?
Yeah, I just said that when I was doing radio that it could have been a more perfect time for us to go on break. Everybody needs to exhale, like I said, decompress, and just really just sit back and unwind and enjoy the first 11 games. I mean, we were close in the Oregon game to being 11-0, so and hopefully being in the top 10 by Monday. I mean, that's a great accomplishment for this team.
As DJ, you know, like, does it feel like now that you played a game since what happened 48 hours ago, like you can move on? He basically said it's going to be a process of moving on. Do you agree with that? Is it kind of feel like a process of moving on without James?
You can't just grab the Men in Black pen and zap yourself. It's gonna be staying on the brain for a minute, man. That's devastating. If anybody has that plan, please zap me.
Penny, considering all the distractions, are you surprised at all by the 8-game winning streak and the 10-1 record?
You know what? I'm not surprised because of how hard we work, but man, it is incredible. This team deserves a lot of credit for everything that we've gone through to be on this winning streak and to be 10-1 right now.
Hey, Coach, you know, like I said, most coaches like to shorten their rotation. How do you shorten your rotation when everyone's playing on the level you want them to play at right now?
It's hard to shorten the rotation with a young team because you're putting a lot of responsibility on like 5, 6, 7 players. Right now, the way we want to play up-tempo, I don't think that you can play your hardest by playing a shorter rotation. You know, we want to play fast. We want the pace to be fast. So unless we started walking the ball up the court and playing like Virginia basketball, like where you're just going to pass a lot and walk it up, then you can play 5, 6, 7 players. But the tempo we want to play, and that's no knock on Virginia, they're great at what they do, but we want to be up-tempo, so we got to play more guys.
Coach, Malcolm looked pretty good out there tonight. How much better can he get?
Malcolm King, he's going to get better every game. I mean, he's so talented and so skilled. He's still getting into shape. I'm going to tell him not to eat as much over the holidays. That'll slow him down a little bit, but he's going to get better each game.
Coach, you played some lineups tonight that had Lance at the 3, Malcolm, and Isaiah Maurice at the 5. Is that something you're looking to do in the future, or is it just kind of working things out?
Well, you know, I'm trying to get Lance going and putting him on the perimeter. That's kind of where he wants to be, and get him some threes. He shoots it great in practice, so we're trying to get him out there in his comfort zone and get him out of the paint and really just let him be more on the wing, and he'll be happier out there. We're trying to get his confidence up.
One quick question. We saw Lester pregame just doing some warm-ups and stuff. Do we expect him back for the New Orleans game, maybe?
I hope so. He's looking good in practice. He's practiced a couple of days. He's working out. He never really stopped running, even though he had the cast or whatever on his hand, the protection. So I think after a week off, I think he'll be in better position to be ready to play against New Orleans.
Coach, the holiday time is around the corner. What are you asking for Christmas?
You know what, man? I say this every time since 1993. From being in the NBA and making tons of money and being able to live my dream, every day is Christmas to me. It really is. I have nothing to complain about and just want to keep pushing forward. I'm grateful for everything that I have.
Anything else?
Huh? Well, I mean, Boogie's his own toughest critic, and I think he has to learn how to get on to the next play mentality. And man, he has to learn. He's so tough on himself. You know, we try to encourage him, and he puts more pressure on himself than he should. So this break is going to be good for all of us, including him.
When you look back at sort of your journey from the first day to right now, how has it gone in comparison to what you expected?
You know what? I didn't expect this this year. I expected to be winning. I expected to have a young team that was going to be going up and down, and I knew it was going to be some problems and little things that was going to happen because every team has it. But everything that's happened this year thus far it's been a shock.
Anything else? Right,
Thank you.
Of course. I like those Balenciagas.